I'm so delighted to have the opportunity to meet and introduce to you Ms. Elizabeth May, the federal leader of the Green Party of Canada.
I want to thank Tom. I want to thank him for being a third-generation proud school teacher in our public school system. Let's hear it for teachers in this province. Yes! I was a federal party leader, and I'm so proud to have Paul Manley standing here with me, and I want to say that this is, as much as I possibly can, nonpartisan. I know I'm standing before you as the federal leader of a party, and I'm the Member of Parliament for Saanich and the Gulf Islands, but I'm also a parent. I've also seen the quality of education going down, and I think we need to start thinking like a country again, where we're not divided by silos, where we say, just as Paul was just saying, the federal funding that goes in transfers to provinces is about all of us working together to make sure every Canadian family has the benefits of living in a wonderful, prosperous democracy in which we live. Kids in poorer families shouldn't have a harder time having school books than kids in richer families. This is about the quality of education for our children, and nothing is more important than our children. Who thinks that our children are not the single most important resource in any country? Who thinks that our children are not more important than our bank accounts? Who thinks that having our kids have a good education in the public school system is a right of every Canadian? And to do that, we need to rethink some of the things we do with tax dollars. And here's one, I'm going to do a quick narrative because I want to get away from here so I can hear Kim before I have to leave. And Kim is a mom who has a lot to say, so I don't want to go till I hear you speak. So I will do it quick. When Paul Martin decided to slay the deficit, he started cutting into those federal transfers back in the early 90s. So the provinces had less and responsibilities were downloaded on them. So schools started losing things that schools used to have that we thought were normal, like playgrounds that stayed open after school so kids could keep playing. And now what we have, you go 20 years later and what do we have? We have a prime minister who says, if you're already wealthy enough that you can afford expensive sport programs for your kids and can benefit from a tax rebate, we'll give you a boutique tax cut to make sure that kids whose families can afford it can get those kids into more expensive sports instead of doing the obvious thing. Give the money to the schools so they can have recreation programs that every kid can go to, regardless of income, regardless of whether they pay taxes or not. We need to make education a priority for Canada. Poorer countries have done it. Costa Rica made education a right for everyone. Costa Rica, now I'm not advocating this because I'll get in trouble, but Costa Rica decided not to have a military so that they could make sure they had money for schools and 100% literacy. So if Costa Rica can make that kind of decision, surely the wealth that we have in this country, it's a matter of priorities. And our children are number one. That's my priority. I'm a mom, I'm a grandmother, I love teachers. I may be a federal politician, but I'll do the best I can to restore the funding that goes to provinces so that we have high quality education and we don't have to fight against the disastrous cuts that Christy Clark wants to put on our schools. Thank you.